Oh, Wax is playing? Sick. I love Wax.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Huh.
So true.
Mom, I want a guitar, dude.
Yo, this is so sick.
Every time you say big ol', you think is going to be afterwards.
I could see that.
Like in LA, it's all fast-paced.
Yeah, so true.
My name is *6*D. That's Rappery stuff.
Yo, it's a Sugarshack. Sit back, relax, cause it's time for another podcast.
We just had another amazing sold-out Sugarshack session experience. Quick, shameless plug. I have the greatest hospitality team. Hey, if you've enjoyed yourself tonight, could you give the hospitality team some love and appreciation? We had amazing drinks from Chartreuse, amazing food from Greg and Jerry as always, and amazing people to spend it with. Thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us. And Wax, dude, thank you for being here.
Thanks
man.
for having me. I want to say to anybody who's out there listening to this podcast, like, especially if you're in this area, he's not bullshitting. Like, it's a real fun experience. The good food, good drinks, good vibes. I mean, it's awesome. He's not just trying to sell you a dream here. He's telling the truth.
But you can go to our website and purchase tickets at sugarshacksessions.com/experience.
Should be wearing a shirt.
Yeah, no. Man, no, super amazing session. I mean, you guys absolutely crushed it.
Thanks, man.
You came here with the full band. You guys flew in, right?
We
Where
sure
are you
did.
coming from?
Me and my twin brother plays bass in the band Herbal Tea, and we live in San Diego.
Herbal Tea.
Yeah, Herbal Tea is his name. Yeah, his mom named him that. First name Herbal, last name Tea, last name Jones.
And
Middle
then
name
you,
Tea.
and then Wax. For
Yeah,
you.
Wax Jones and Herbal Tea Jones. Yeah.
Love it.
And that's no, we came from LA because the rest of the band's in LA. I used to live in LA for years, and I recently moved back to San Diego to be closer to my brother and his family, honestly. And but we're based in LA. We became a band for this performance. We never were a band before. We're just all really, really good friends that all do music. So we did 2 rehearsals, and we came down and we did the show.
You crushed it.
And I'm being the dead honest truth. They're my best friends, the people in this band. I talk to these people more than anybody really else in the world.
Wow.
With a couple exceptions. Shout out to my boy AK and my boy T-Rex. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Hollywood Big Shots. Wax and the Hollywood Big Shots. That's the name of the band.
So you guys had 2 rehearsals, came crushed session. I can't wait for people to see it. And
Thank you, man.
And for it to just live on the internet universe. But tell me more about your project. I mean, this is the first time you've been here at Sugarshack. I'd love to know more about like your origin as an artist.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people that grew up in the 90s, I was a big MTV kid. And like I said, I have an identical twin brother. And we just watched a lot of MTV, and we just consumed music and images. You know what I mean? Our family, we come from a family of couch potatoes. Shout out to my dad. And he watches a lot of television. So we just watched a lot of television. And I guess we saw people playing guitars and rapping and whatnot. So we started young. And ever since me and Chris were like 10 or 11, we had instruments, and we would, we had to like beg my parents. My parents aren't music people. We're both adopted, so we don't have the genetic. We're not the same as our parents genetically.
Right. Gotcha.
But I guess that shit's in your blood, because we found out later that our biological dad is a musician. But
Interesting.
And when you're a kid, you just kind of be like, "Mom, I want a guitar, dude," and But yeah, we grew up doing music in bands, and we had a band called McGregor from when I was in high school to when I was in college to a little bit out of college. And when the band broke up, I moved to California. Just not even for music. I actually tried to quit,
What
but
did you try doing
quit,
instead?
man.
Yeah.
You can't quit that shit.
What'd you try doing instead? Like, what'd you give up music for?
I had
a
all the
little bit?
jobs, man. I worked in construction. I worked in landscaping. I worked at restaurants. I stole mortgages in 2000, like right before that housing crisis. I worked at some shady mortgage company, like that movie, The Big Short. Sorry for
That's
anybody.
what happened,
It was
right?
so
Like
fucking unethical, man. It was so. I quit because of that. But
Wow.
I'm just telling you the jobs I had. I did tech support for a hotel software company. I had a lot of jobs delivering pizza places, delis.
Wow.
That's the best job for musicians. Any musician out there, like if you can be a delivery guy, you can write all your music in the car. You don't get your boss in your back. You can smoke if you want to.
It's true. Like a lot of comedians that are trying to make it, right? They're all like Uber drivers and shit like that.
Yeah,
Same deal,
that's true.
Yeah.
And they test their jokes out on you if you live in LA. Yeah.
It's good.
How's this one?
Yeah, free practice for sure.
Then they get up on stage, they talk about being an Uber driver. Everyone's like, I can't relate to you.
So true. We're big like Kill Tony fans. Are you a fan of Kill Tony?
My brother's one of their biggest fans.
Yeah.
I know the show. Yeah.
Every interview, it's like, what do you do? Uber driver. It's
Right.
like rinse and repeat. It's pretty
I did
funny.
stand up in L.A. for about 5 years.
I could see that.
I
You're
did stand up for a while.
a fun guy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Not funny, just fun. That's
No,
why I stopped.
It was a mushroom reference, but I didn't land
fun
it. I didn't set
guy.
it up.
You didn't do
properly.
stand-up?
I am not a comedian, by the way. Cool, dude. So you started Wax like 2011, 2012?
No. I started Wax when I was a kid. I've been Wax since I was a kid.
Okay, I got you.
Like we made up. That's why me and my brother's names are Wax and Herbal Tea. We didn't like. When a lot of people don't know this about rappers. If we have shitty names, it's because we named ourselves when we were 13. You know, we didn't put a lot of thought into it. You know, and you don't change the name. You kind of keep it going. You know,
Yeah.
like he's Herbal Tea. His name's not even start with a T.
Yeah.
You know. And you know, this was pre-internet, so like now, you know, if you search wax, there's a million other things you can find. Bikini waxes, the wax you smoke, turtle wax, car wax. Like,
Right.
It's not. I would have had it. Like
It's
that's
still a
why
cool
now
name.
all the rappers like it sounds like a password. You know what I mean? Like, my name is *6?D. You know, that's why all the young rappers sound like that because it's search engine optimization, which I don't have. Because I named myself before the internet.
It's still pretty cool though. Wax is a cooler name than Herbal Tea. I gotta say.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. It sounds we go by Wax and Herbal Tea.
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Wax and Herbal Tea. Now it's just Wax and Herbal Tea.
All I drink is Herbal Tea now, so it is a cool name. It is a cool name. I won't take it back, but it is.
But yeah, I've been Wax for a long time, and when I moved, I ended up moving to LA to just try to get into the music business for in any capacity, you know.
Gotcha, yeah.
And around that same time, YouTube was popular, and I started making these videos on YouTube of me rapping in my car, and I was making albums. Not really anybody was listening to them, but after a while, I gained my like ability to do music as a profession by being a YouTube person, you know.
Sick.
And then it was crazy, man. Like. I got a record deal. I was signed to Def Jam Records, like by pretty legendary people.
What was
and
that
shit.
like?
It was.
How was that like that stage in your life for you with the project?
It was crazy because, at the time, if the songs that you make are not considered like radio hits by the company, they kind of they're like, you gotta go try again. So after a while, even if you're trying to make radio hits, it's first of all, it's hard to. You better make it on accident. You know what I'm saying? It's better to do it on accident than to try. Because once you try to do something, you start overthinking everything. But especially when people start telling you your shit ain't that good, you start to get out of you start to be like, oh, maybe they're right. And this is me thinking about it now. This was 10 years ago,
Right.
you know? And the only thing you have as a musician is why can I not think of the word? Intuition. That's not the word I'm looking for. But it works. What's a word that means intuition? You're like what drives you. I believe that's right because of my heart and so.
Intention.
Damn it!
Intention?
I'm just gonna go with intuition. Instinct. All you have,
Nice.
everything is instinct. You have an instinct, and all an instinct is in music is your own opinion of your own music. I think that shit's good. And then people will sign you and they'll be like, yo, that dude's good. And it's because you used your instinct to do shit that is good. And then once they sign you because you got that, and then they start telling you, nah, that's not good. And then you start to be like, oh, shit. And then you're in the studio and then you fucking break down. And then if you're me, you also drink a gazillion beers and vodka every day and you're a fucking alcoholic and shit. And those two things combined didn't work out for me in the major label setting at the time. I got dropped by the record label, and right after I got dropped by the record label, I had this song that they didn't think was a hit, and it became a big hit in Europe, and I got signed to Warner Music in Germany, and I had the #1 song in Austria for 4 weeks in a row.
Hell yeah.
And shout out to all my people in Vienna, you know what I'm saying? Small country, not a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? But in 2013, I had the #1 song in Austria, in Germany, in the Netherlands, and Switzerland, and it just goes to show you, like, there's certain shit you can't plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't manifest that. It just happened, you know? So sometimes you just can't plan shit. And since then, I've been making music, making albums with a lot of the people that you saw on stage tonight, and I just kind of maintain like a career doing this with a relatively small amount of people that really like me. Basically, like 99.9% of people in the world, I mean, more than that, more nines, you know what I'm saying? Don't know who I am, but then there's the small percentage who do, like, flip out when they see me. Like, I have a very small fan base that loves me, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's so true. I, like, you know, I'll tell our crew who's playing or whatever so we can start prepping. And where's Scott at? Scott Wheels. Yeah, it's so great because Scott, he's our golf cart driver, and he was like, who's playing Saturday? I was like, Wax, assuming that he may not know. Like, I don't know. Scott's like a real estate guy in Naples, Florida. I don't know.
Wait, he's a real estate? Wait, hold up. He's a real estate guy / golf cart driver?
Yeah. I know he's a professional. He's a professional.
Huh, that's what's up, man.
Wagon.
He's like, I do real estate for the money. My real passion is GCD, bitch.
Hey, for Sugarshack, you're not far off, right?
He just showed his tattoo.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, Wax is playing? Sick! I love Wax." I was like, "All right, fuck yeah, dude!"
Amazing,
like,
man, amazing.
So, really cool, just to man. I see it, and during session, I saw it. I mean, I was like glued to the TV. I was just like, "Yo, this is so sick."
That's awesome, man.
You've got a great approach to songwriting, man. I love your approach to songwriting. I love your approach to, I was telling some of our crew, like, anytime an artist can think poetically to rap and then build that into a melody and write a melody piece, I think that's a really cool element to, smash together and put instrumentation behind it, And so props to you, dude. I mean,
thank you, man.
Sick. Once again,
that's my thing, songwriting. That's what I really like to do.
Yeah. And I know you played a variety of stuff, but one of the songs that really stood out for me tonight was the last one. You stripped the whole band down and it was just you.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that song. What was it called again?
It's called Big Old Jet.
Big Old Jet.
Sometimes I think, does it sound too much like Big Old Dick or like Big Old, every time you say Big Old, you think Dick is going to be after or tits or something. But now everybody, when they hear that song, everybody that watches this podcast will be like, yeah, every time I hear that song now, I'm expecting you to say dick or tits. But
it's so funny. My wife was giving me a hug, and we were listening to it, and she's like, is he saying big old dick right now?
He didn't really, not really.
She didn't have her headphones on, so she couldn't hear it from far away.
Oh, well, that goes to say that thought was right. You know what I'm saying? I almost changed it, but I was like, no, let people think
keep
that.
it. Yeah, fuck
let people think
keep
that.
it. Absolutely.
Especially because if you think about it, it's like a prayer. It's like that song was about I had an experience on a plane where
wait play a little bit of it.
Sure.
Play like a little piece or a chorus or something, and then
well, it's a story, so it's hard to do just a piece, but you'll give you a piece.
Okay.
It's like flying high at 30,000 miles, eating salty pretzels while I'm seated by the aisle. The woman I'm in love with is on my mind. That was all true. No big deal, I'm flying for like the 1,000th time. And then the plane started to get fucking, the turbulence was all crazy. And when that plane starts shaking like an etch-a-sketchy racing, you remember you're just flesh and bone. And you go from relaxing to the opposite of that shit. And you wonder if you'll ever make it home. And then the chorus is like a prayer, It's like, Lord, put your hands around this big old jet. See, now fucking... And the plane is kind of dick-shaped. I should have never fucking said this. Should have never said this.
It's great, dude. I think Jet is the
perfect. And carry us to safety through this wind. We all gotta die sometime, but I'm not ready to go yet. I just want to see my baby again.
Yeah.
So it's like the thought is that you don't always think, we're always thinking about what's ahead, what do we got to get done, especially when you're on a plane and you're going God knows where. To me, I was going to a show, like I'm thinking like, oh, better have a good set and get back, and then like you get hit by a bus, the plane could crash, like and that last text might have been the last text you sent, the last tweet might have been the last tweet, your stupid last Instagram post might be the one that everybody's saying rest in peace under, you know what I mean? Like, so I just started to think about a bunch of that stuff, and yeah, like. For me, sometimes I like to say shit in ways that maybe somebody hadn't said it. Like to say that it's shaking like an etch-a-sketchy racing, an etch-a-sketch, you got the thing. But, you don't hear that kind of shit too much. And at the end, I said the plane was twitching, like it was having withdrawal symptoms, shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's rappery stuff.
Right.
You know, like if you be a rapper for 20 years, you'll write like that. You know, because you're always trying to like say something in a way that it's never been said, which is hard now because there's a gazillion people rapping and you can Google any fucking thing ever. And if you Google something, I think that like somebody's there at Google taking all your lyrics that you fucking Googled to make sure nobody said it. I don't know. I think there's some conspiracy shit going on there too. I don't know.
I'm sure there is.
I don't know. But yeah, don't Google your invention idea. You know what I mean?
No, I think to your point, I mean, totally. It's cool to hear, you know, when you've been writing as long as somebody like you have been, it's a part of you. It's you just really sharing the uniqueness of you, and there's no one else like you, and there's no one else that can write like you or put those combination of words together like you. And now you've really like refined that craft. And I think tonight that showed during your session. It was just really cool to see you guys, and I mean, just hear you and see you in your music. Just it's new to me. You know what I mean?
That's
And,
really nice of you to say, man.
yeah,
That goes to what I was saying about using your instincts. And the best thing that you can be as an artist is yourself. And it's very easy to get away from that if you kind of like listen to all the other voices, reading the comments or whatever you do, you know what I'm saying? But I just recently, in my, in the last like years, I've been making music since I was a little kid, decades, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like just recently, like I started to like believe in my shit, like to believe in myself, you know, like fully and be like, you know.
Did anything shift for you, like when you really started moving in that direction?
Well, what started was I quit drinking alcohol. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was a big deal. You know, it was like I didn't like. And the first couple years, I quit for 4 years now, and the first 2 years were really fucking rough. You know, it was really a lot of depression and anxiety and all that. But afterwards, I met my girl, who's now my fiance. That was a big help in my kind of stabilization and believing in myself, all that type of shit. But at first, it was just because I was drinking a lot, man, and just to stop that and kind of just start treating myself better was helpful. And everybody here is drinking and shit, so whatever. I get it, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think there's anything wrong with drinking, you know what I'm saying? But there was something wrong with me drinking. There was something wrong with me drinking. Right. And I was a by myself drinker, you know, yeah. But it helped me for the time being to like say this set, for example. Back in the day when I was just a fucking always drinking and anxiety and worried, like I would have been so thinking everything would have been about let's do a good job, you know. But now I'm like, so you make mistakes, whatever. Let's have fun, like it's, you know, and also, you know, if I would have came here 5 years ago, I would have Googled all the dive bars in the area. But this time, and my keyboard player was making fun of me for it, but he went with me. I Googled yoga studios in the area. Nice. I was like, I could get right for the set, so I did yoga today, you know.
Did you find a good one in town?
Yeah, and we were staying in Estero, Florida, which is kind of an older.
Estero.
It's
actually newer, dude.
I mean the people there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the population is older age-wise.
People are like, that's me.
So it's a different style of yoga than like in LA. It's all fucking fast-paced and fucking
right.
You know right.
Everybody's like shaped and chiseled.
Yeah. But this was awesome, and me and my brother and Davey, keyboard player, went. Nice. And sure enough, man, I got in the vibes, dude. You know, got in the vibe, and I'm still in the vibe from the yoga class I took right now as we speak. You know what I'm saying? Nice, man. Feeling it, dude.
So I would like to know, like, when was the first time you heard of Sugarshack? Like, what's your introduction been like?
Shout out to my really, really good friends, the band Mayday.
Mayday.
Yeah, I am on here because Rec hooked me up with y'all.
Yeah.
Recognized rapper from Mayday hooked me up with you guys, and they were the ones that put me on to Sugarshack. Although when they showed it to me, I had seen it before. Okay. I don't know who I saw on it. I used to know Leilani Wolfgram, so I might have saw her on it. I'm not sure. I'm also friends with my boy is Brandon from the Bumpin' Uglies.
Oh yeah.
And I really respect his shit. I love how like his shit, that instinct shit is what I'm fucking talking about. Yeah. Like he's a real dude and you feel it.
Yeah.
You know, he might make a mistake here and there, you know what I'm saying? And I like that, you know what I'm saying? And when he sings, you can just tell he's fucking being honest, you know? And I think that I saw him on the Sugarshack, but I didn't even put together that it was thing.
Like a thing,
But
right.
Rec from Mayday, when I toured with them, and he put me on to y'all, and I watched a bunch of the videos. That's how I first heard A Little Stranger, who I think is fucking great.
Hell yeah,
And
shout out to Little
and I
Stranger.
listened to that shit on headphones, man. I was like, man, this shit sounds crispy, dude. Y'all killing it with
Shout
the
out to
audio and the
Alex
video
Barrett.
looks all.
Alex, our audio god. making
Alex
that
is
shit
crispy.
happen. Yeah.
The video is buttery, cinematic. It's awesome, man.
It's
It's
like
awesome.
the appetizer we had, crispy and creamy and buttery.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of, they got cake pops for dessert, man. What's
Yeah.
up with that? Are we eating
Cookies
dessert
and
or
cream
what?
cake pops. Have those been going around? Or
Yeah.
will soon?
Hook me up with a
Get some
cake
soon.
pop, dog.
Katie's on her way. Shout out to Katie.
Who put
One of
together the cake pops? We should judge the cake pops.
Jerry.
right now.
Jerry did.
Jerry? My man Jerry. Oh, they're not. Wouldn't classify this
All
as
right,
a
let's do
pop.
it. Let's do it. Cheers, dog. Cheers.
Oh, shit.
Damn it.
1 to 10.
That's so good. I'm fucking wearing it right now. Down
Buttery.
my shorts.
This cake pop is much like the audio and visual here at the Sugar Shack. Like you said, is buttery, not crispy, but it's smooth and it goes down deliciously. And in fact, it's kind of like a little sugary shack in itself. It's like,
is.
you know,
It's
it's
a
a
little-
small igloo
little
shape, like
sugary
little
snack.
little ants that like sugar could live inside this thing. And they wouldn't live in there for long because it's too delicious. They would eat
It's
it
a
really
Sugar
quickly.
Shack snack.
It's a sugar snack.
It's a
Yeah.
sugar snack.
Uh-huh. Yo. If you need somebody, I have a shout out to myself. I have a show called Snacks with Wax. I got a show. There's 50 episodes probably on like YouTube and my Instagram. If you ever get bored, I review snack food on the road.
love
If
it.
you ever
Fuck
need a
yeah.
segment, holler at your boy.
All right. You could do like a whole like mini series, like a sugar snack mini series. We could just feed them to you.
All day.
Our whole crew, we snack. We like to snack. What about touring live music? Like, what do you do? You said you were on tour with Mayday not
Yeah.
long ago. And anything upcoming, or what are you up to right now?
It's funny. You asked me at a time where I think I have like one show booked. I have 2 shows booked. I have an acoustic show in San Diego, and I'm doing a festival in June. Well, actually, with the Bumpin' Uglies, their festival they put on the
dope.
Weekend at Wolfie's festival.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bumpin' Uglies and Weekend at Wolfie's, which is June. I think it's the first weekend of June.
Yeah, because you were saying that you're from that area. Like
I'm
you're
originally
the
from Maryland. Yeah, me and my brother, we were in this band for a long time. And we played all. We're like a Baltimore-based band.
Cool.
We played all over there, and we, you know.
You're a different breed of musician. You're like,
Thanks,
I feel
man.
like people from Baltimore are like, they hustle different. It's like,
Oh yeah.
I feel like you got
Because they don't
thick
get no
skin.
respect.
Right, exactly.
They don't get no
That's what I'm
respect.
trying to say that in a nice way, but
No,
you're from there,
it's
so you can
because
say that.
you know, they got the Seattle sound, and Chicago this,
Mm-hmm.
LA that, and everybody's like the Baltimore. That Baltimore does have its own sound. DC has its
Yeah.
own sound. All of it does, but people don't know. You know.
Yeah, true that.
So like, you know, people from there work hard, and you know, Brandon Hardesty's a good. He got hard in his name. He works fucking hard,
Yeah.
Steve. But he's been doing this shit. Sorry. He works the hardest.
Hardesty. I love it.
Yeah. It's somehow like a adjective. Like there's hard, and then somebody works the hardest, and he works the hardest. You know.
Yeah, like really
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
hardy hard.
Yeah.
I feel you, dude.
Hardest-esque, hardest-ish.
You got do you have any new music coming out, or what's
I do, man. Actually, there's 2 songs we played tonight, the big one and This Is My Jam, that are not out, that hopefully we can finish by when this shit comes out. But my man Koosh, shout out Koosh Modi, he's produced
Shout
my whole next album, which is already being mixed and mastered, and the big one is going to be our first single off of it.
Nice.
So
So you're about to roll out with some new music?
yeah, I'm gonna have a new album soon. I don't know. We still gotta like make the cover and all. So it's gonna be a little while before. I don't know when it's gonna come out yet, but like the music's almost there. So
Nice.
and it's fire. It's
Yeah.
fire. Yeah, it's a really cool album, entirely produced by Koosh, and it's kind of got like a retro vintaginess to it, and it's somewhere like the Beatles and the Meters meet hip hop meet kind of like there's like a fucking Fleetwood Mac's kind of song on there. I don't know. It's dope though. It
Awesome.
feels like it feels cohesive. You know, it's a good like listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe. And
Very excited to hear it.
and I'm always on the road. I just happen to not be now. I usually go out on the road a pretty good amount. You know what I'm saying?
You thinking about taking the band on the road now?
They ain't gonna come. I call them the Hollywood big shots, like sarcastically, because we
But
do
they
all
got-
live in LA. But like, they kind of are though. They kind of are. They'd be too expensive. Why do you think I got a DJ in the first place? I used to tour with a band. It's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to make money touring with a band.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who does, man. It's hard. But I have my DJ IFTW who actually doesn't tour with me anymore because family stuff. But we operated almost like a band. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sure you've been to some hip hop shows that like you can do a lot with
Yes.
2 turntables and a mic,
Absolutely.
man. You can do a lot.
Absolutely.
You know. And I always like in the middle of the set I'd bring the acoustic out and I'd do like 20 minutes just kind of like just guitar and me, and then we bring
Yeah.
it back up. So
Sick.
yeah.
Sounds like an
Come
epic
see me.
show.
I'm not fucking around.
Yeah, that's awesome. we do like a Q&A with the audience towards the end of the podcast. Anybody got a question for Wax? Put you on the spot. What up, Scott? What up, Scott Wheels?
What's up? I think you talked earlier with someone like about your inspirations, but what different genres as you were growing up? You said MTV and that. What really hit you that sticks out?
That is funny, like, because MTV played kind of like a little bit of everything that was popular. So I think that's what, when I was a little kid, I liked Madonna and Janet Jackson and shit, I mean, a little kid, like U2, whatever. When we started buying music, at that time you had to buy music, you know what I mean? What struck me early with rap music was just the cuss words. I just loved that, like you were just allowed to say all that stuff, I listened to Eazy-E when I was 11. Like if you're familiar with Eazy-E, he says shit that 11 years, like I found out what words like pussy and shit meant because I like, That's combined with Married with Children. I asked my mom that's how they said impotent on Married with Children when I was like 8 or something. I asked my mom what impotent meant, and she was like, it means you can't watch Married with Children anymore. And I was really into the cuss words, and me and my brother were really into the rhythms, you know what I'm saying? We just like, my brother started playing drums. And God bless my parents for letting us be that loud and whatnot. And but NWA and Eazy-E was a big thing for me. I loved Bob Marley growing up. I loved the Beastie Boys. A lot of the early 90s rap like Tribe and Souls of Mischief and Dre and all that. I love music from the 70s. That's what I listen to now. I listen to mostly Earth, Wind, and Fire. I listen to the Bee Gees, Steely Dan, I love soul music,
Yeah.
What else did I listen to? I like rock, I like rock. I like AC/DC, shit
Sick.
like that.
Just keep it
Yeah.
eclectic.
Yeah,
All of that
yeah.
influences the eclectic
I just
nature
like a
of your
good
songwriting.
melody and some
Yeah.
clever lyrics, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Songwriting is a big deal to me, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Got to write a good song. What's up?
There's a fucking rat right there.
Oh, yeah?
I shouldn't say that. Cut that. Cut
A
that.
shack rat?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why we have like 3 cats here. Obi will get them. What's up?
That was awesome.
Question?
I don't know. Probably, like when I'm on the road, I put less thought into it. You know what I mean? I usually just keep it simple. But today, I was telling, who was my dude to recognize it? I found this hat on Instagram. On Instagram, this company sells these hats, and I was just looking on Instagram, and there's been a few times where I bought hats on Instagram, and I just like this hat with the duck
It's a good
on it.
hat.
And I bought this shirt at a vintage store in San Diego, and then I saw some of y'all's videos, and I noticed the vibe, and I was like, it's like a sunglass kind of vibe, so I got these sunglasses. And I thought they were a little pretentious at first, but my girl was like, "Nah, wear them." I was like,
They
"Cool."
look good. They look good. I like them. I dig it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, thank you so much for taking the time to just hang with us, and hopefully you've enjoyed your time here. But thank you, shout out to you, your band, and man, can't wait to see what comes out of this. Anything else you want to plug or say before we wrap up?
Thank you so much, Bryce. Like I said, I got a new album called Lifetime Achievement Award coming out sometime soon. I don't know when, so it's a shitty plug. But you know what? Honestly, I have so much music out. I have 10 albums out. Go type in Wax on Spotify. My brother Herbal T is on some of the albums. My boy Davey produced the whole album for me. My boy Jonathan produced a bunch of songs for me.
dude.
These are people that played tonight. I have 1,000 fucking videos on YouTube. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm kind of older, you know what I mean? And I have a lot of content already available if anybody wants to check it out. I apologize for some of my old stuff. It's very raunchy. But My new stuff is a little bit less
Refined. Or
Yeah,
more refined. Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah, you
I
go
was
through
young then,
phases.
and
Hell
times
yeah.
were different, honestly.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
so I'm sorry.
Well, hey, shout out to our live audience one more time. Give it up for Wax. You can please just make sure that you're following us on Instagram, subscribing on YouTube. Make sure you turn on notifications. That helps us out. Like this, share it with your friends. And that's a wrap on this episode of the Sugarshack Podcast. We'll see you next time. Hell yeah. Thanks, bro.
That's a wrap.
Thanks, y'all.
The Sugar Shack, we at the Sugar. The Sugar Shack, we at the Sugar. Sugar Shack, hey yo, where we at? Sugar Shack, where we at? Sugar Shack, Sugar Shack, hey yo, where we at?